So we're gonna work on the side control, triple attack, Americana, Armbar, Kimura. Okay, so the first one is the Americana. So from a side control, more like a scarf position, I'm gonna start to work on my partner's wrist and elbow. So I pull his elbow towards me and I push his wrist to the floor. Bring my elbow down beside his neck, make a monkey grip around his wrist and another one around my wrist. I'm trying to curve my wrists upwards like this. From here, I lean my weight into my partner's arm to keep his arm trapped, and then I slide my elbow down and I pin his wrist as I lift. That usually gets me to submission. So what's happening is I'm pushing down and I'm lifting up, creating a chicken wing effect. That's the Americana. Now, from the Americana, if I have a partner that's really keen to use his arms, I could focus first on trapping his arm. So with my knee, his arm is now trapped. Then I set up my grips. Then I sprawl my weight, and then I apply the same finish. Now, sometimes when we do the Americana, my partner, to defend, he straightens his arm. Right, that takes me out of the Americana position. So I need to follow his wrist. So let's go one step. As he starts to turn out, I follow his wrist, so his thumb is pointing up, and I grab, not my forearm, but I grab more closer to my bicep. Now from here, again, I put my head down, and I push his wrist to the floor as I lift on his elbow. So I'm lifting my elbow, I'm lifting my forearm, and I'm pushing down on the wrist. That's to create the break. If I need extra, I'll start to actually turn my body sideways, and then I'll push the wrist down towards the feet, and I'll pull the elbow up towards my head. So I'll do this. There, and that's the armbar from the side. Now from here, my partner may decide to continue the rotation all the way down. So now I can't do the Americana, I can't do the armbar. But we can now switch our grips and get into the Kimura. So I switch, my hand comes underneath, and I set up my figure four. Once I have my figure four grip, my elbow comes to the floor, I move around and I turn my body. So what I want to do is I want to bring my head to the hip. So I sprawl my legs and I turn, bringing my head to my partner's hip. As I bring my head to my partner's hip, I start to pull with my elbow. So I pin the wrist to the floor and I pull up. And that's the Kimura from side control. You can go one step further from here. So sometimes, let's say I started in Americana, he straightens the arm, he comes all the way around. I can actually pull him up on the side, step over the head like we did last month. I reach underneath, I set my grips, I pull up, and I finish. So there's another variation you can add to the Kimura finish. So let's summarize the video. Side control, pin the arm, force the arm to the mat, work the Americana. He straightens, turn, armbar. He goes all the way around. I switch. Elbow to the floor, sprawl, bring my head to the hip, lift and pull. Or pull my partner onto the side, step, sit on the head, switch my grips, and go for the seated version. So those are your triple attacks from side control.